The anticipated rematch between Ion Kutelaba and Magomed Ank laev has been called off yet again. Just hours before the light heavyweights were set to run it back tonight at UFC on ESPN Plus 33, the promotion announced Cutelaba has tested positive for COVID-19 and been removed from bout with Ank laev. The promotion released a statement on its official website addressing the situation. Due to a positive COVID-19 test, Ion Kutelaba's light heavyweight fight against Magomed Ank laev has been removed from today's undercard and will be rescheduled for a later date, the statement read. After Cutelaba's initial positive, the booking was pushed back 2 weeks to UFC on ESPN Plus 33. Cutelaba went through routine fight week activities leading up to his removal, including participating in Virtual Media Day on Wednesday and engaging in a close face-to-face stare-down with Magomedov after making weight on Friday. The promotion did not reveal in its statement details of Cutelaba's timeline and when the test was administered that returned a positive result. It's unknown if he's one of the extremely rare cases to contract the virus twice, if he simply never recovered from his initial positive, or if this result was a false positive. The events of the past week in Ben Rothwell's hometown of Kenosha, Wisconsin, have put the town and its people in the national news spotlight, and the UFC heavyweight has used his social media account to offer messages of support and compassion following the shooting of Jacob Blake by police and the events that followed. Blake was shot in the back by officers and was left paralyzed from the waist down. It is currently unclear whether his injuries are permanent. The incident sparked demonstrations both in Kenosha and in other cities across the country, with 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse charged with killing 2 protesters in the city during the unrest. Rothwell owns and manages a gym in Kenosha, Rothwell MMA, which offers coaching for adults as well as children as young as 5. The gym prides itself on being a family to those who use it, and the 38-year-old extended that ethos to his approach to the turbulent times currently occupying his hometown. Rothwell shared a picture message to his followers on Instagram titled, "For my All Lives Matter friends," with the accompanying message. "I found this really helpful. I hope we can come together and have some understanding. Listen, learn, apply." Is there an example of athletes actually having a positive impact on a social or political change in America? Leave a comment below letting us know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Diego Sanchez knows the end is near. The 38-year-old veteran plans on finishing his storied career after honoring the latest contract he signed with the UFC. Sanchez signed a new 4-fight deal after becoming a free agent in late 2019. Sanchez is the last active cast member from Season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter competing in the UFC. He said he intends on joining the rest of his fellow Tough cast members in retirement once his contract is complete. His next bout is set for September 26th against Jake Matthews at UFC 253. "I got 4 more left," Sanchez told Mike Swick on the Real Quick podcast. "I signed my last contract with the UFC, and I'm going to ride these last 4 fights out, and I'm done. I can see the end of the tunnel, but I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I hit 37 and I was like, hey, I feel better at 37 than I did at 27, so I'm going to stick with it. Now it's to the point where I'm like, alright, be grateful for what you've got and get these last 4 with your mental health, with your health, and your ability to do other things outside of fighting, like be a father." Bantamweight contender Ricky Simone announced his removal from his featherweight clash with Brian Kelleher at UFC Vegas 9 on September 5th from UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, following a positive COVID-19 test from one of his cornermen. UFC officials have yet to announce a potential replacement to face Kelleher, who is 1 week out from his 4th trip to the Octagon in 2020. Simone announced the news in a social media post on Friday, explaining his frustration with the situation and expressing disappointment in not being able to compete next weekend in Sin City. "I just got the call that they are pulling me from the card due to one of my cornermen testing positive for COVID. I put in so much work for this fight and I was really looking forward to putting on a show for you guys. To say I'm disappointed is an understatement," wrote Simone via Twitter. Simone, 27, is coming off a split decision win over the newly retired Ray Borg back in May. That win helped snap a 2-fight losing streak for Simone after dropping a TKO loss to Uriah Faber and a unanimous decision to Rob Font. The former LFA bantamweight champion is currently 4-2 inside of the Octagon and was hoping to score a big win over Boom next weekend to climb the 135-pound ladder even more. He'll have to wait a little longer to get his shot. UFC Vegas 9 will go down exclusively on ESPN Plus and feature a main event clash between heavyweights Alistair Overeem and Augusto Sakai. A welterweight matchup is in the works for the UFC's November 7th event. Max Griffin is expected to face Reem on that data location that has yet to be announced. MMA Junkie confirmed with multiple people with knowledge of the situation that verbal agreements are in place. The people requested anonymity because the promotion has yet to make an official announcement. Bout agreements are expected to be finalized shortly. MMA DNA first reported the contest. Griffin is coming off back-to-back losses to Alex Morono and, most recently, Alex Oliveira at UFC 248 in March. Prior to that, he picked up a majority decision win over Magomedov in April 2019. Reem was scheduled to make his UFC debut against Takashi Sato on June 27 but was forced to withdraw when one of his cornermen tested positive for COVID-19. The Fortis MMA prospect has won 2 of his past 3, most recently scoring a 55-second submission over Carlos Martinez at LFA 62 in March 2019.